unboxing a Chibson. So, got this off eBay, been after a new guitar, ain't got the cash that I used to have because I'm skint. So there was a chap local who was selling Chinese Chibsons, but unfortunately, for whatever reason, we couldn't meet up, and by the time that he's finally got hold of me, I've already bought this. So let's see what it's like. So this should be and there we have it. One TV yellow, double cut. You can see that. As you can see, it says Gibson on the top. Right. So, 2.5 weeks ago, I bought this. Well, I bought it 5 weeks ago. It took 3 weeks to ship. Okay, so this is not a Gibson. This is a Chinese £250 Gibson Chibson knockoff. So I've always played Gibsons. I've always been a Les Paul man, and I have played Les Paul since I was 19. When I first bought my first Les Paul, and I think over the years I've had about 5. And I've still got one that I play now, but I've had to sell the rest. So, being skint and not having the money to buy a new guitar, which I needed to play some slide on for a gig that I've got coming up, I decided I'd have a look at one of these. At first glance, and if you were buying your first Gibson, then you maybe wouldn't realise that it's not a Gibson. It's certainly a little rougher in the finishing off. But as for the wood, it's supposed to be mahogany body and mahogany neck with a rosewood fretboard. And it appears to have all that, just quite the quality of mahogany and rosewood. I don't know how good it is, but it certainly seems, for the money, to be alright. So yeah, so I shall plug her in and you can have a little listen. So it sounds that's on clean. So the volume pots on these do dial down. So they work alright. And we'll add a little bit of distortion. as it's supposed to. So, this is it. So on the headstock, right, so if this was an actual Gibson Les Paul double cutaway Junior, it would have, not Junior, but TV written across the top. The B on the Gibson should be slightly over that way, and it all should be come down just a little bit. So that's not quite right, but that doesn't matter because I'm going to be taking that off. So I don't know if you can see the lines. You can actually see the bandsaw lines. So on all Gibson guitars, the way that Gibson make the headstock is it actually has wings either side. This is all taken out of one piece, and there are no wings, just one solid piece. Have a look on the back. It's got tuners cheaper, but this ain't a staying tune. And if you can look, it's even got a serial number that's stamped, but it's been double stamped, so that would suggest that it was a 1959 Gibson Les Paul double cutaway. So not too bad in general. Truss rod cover is slightly thinner. I believe they were just made out of single ply black on the originals. Never having a double cutaway, I couldn't tell you. There's a slight bit of movement there where the nut that's been glued in has got a little bit of a gap, but it's not moving, it's just not been filled. So I'm not sure if you can pick up the lines, but on that there you can actually see where the CNC, there, yeah, you can see the lines there. You can see where the CNC sort of trimmed it away, but it hasn't smoothed it off. And the same in these bits here. You can see all the bandsaw markings from where it's been cut, so it's not been sanded down. Now, I have had the cover off, and the neck does have the full tenon. Pickups are unmarked, and but seem to be doing the job quite nicely. So as for the fretboard, let's see if we can have a look at the fretboard. Now it's quite an open grain. It's been covered in some interesting, I don't know what it is, but there's a lot of stuff to sweat out of that fretboard, so that'll come out. Fret, even though, I mean, the nibs are rounded off nicely, and the union there's tight. Missing a screw, should be a screw here if it was a Gibson, but as it's not, it's alright. So for 250 quid this guitar sounds fine, and it actually plays fine. I mean, I haven't set it up yet. It's still got the original strings on that came with it, which do feel slightly gritty. And it plays fine. It plays fine as it is. It sounds fine, and it resonates somewhat rotten. So there we are. So I'll let you know as I use it how it works, if it's good. But for 250 quid, I'm quite happy with that. And like I say, if the materials, which are what Gibson sort of pride themselves on using, Honduras mahogany and Brazilian rosewood, the materials seem to be not necessarily Honduras mahogany, but it's a type of mahogany, so it has a similar resonance. So in the Rev's opinion, it's 250 quid well spent. I have to say, I have played lots of Epiphones in the past which all have played worse than this, and I've also a lot of the newer Les Pauls in the last couple of years, the standard range anyway. There seems to be a bit of a control issue with finishing stuff off, and out of the 5 guitars, Les Pauls that I've had, it's sort of the mid-90s ones seem to be the better built, and at the moment the custom shop, the standard ones that I've seen in shops are quite shocking. So there we are. So my opinion is, for 250 quid, certainly seems to be an alright guitar. It's not a Gibson. I'm going to change the headstock on it so it won't have the Gibson decal on it. I have to say that's something that's a bit iffy, because like I say, if you were a young person wanting to buy your first Gibson, you came across one of these for 500-600 quid, you wouldn't probably know much different, having not played many Gibsons yourself. So just be careful. This is going to become where the market's going to be now. Gibson and Fender, they're screwed. They've outpriced themselves. People are basically looking for somewhere where you can get the same guitar that you could get 10 years ago, but without having to spend 5 grand on it. So this seems like the option. And at the end of the day, the Chinese have been quite notorious in the last few years for making top quality electrical goods. So I have no reason to think that the pickups wouldn't work. That's what they do in it over there. They're into the tech. So for 250 quid, not a bad buy, I would say. And we'll see how it performs, see how it goes when I'm gigging, see what it sounds like on when I get in the studio. But 250 quid with my Chibson double cut Les Paul Junior. Okay, so there we are. Thank you very much. And if you'd like to subscribe and comment and like or whatever else you have to do, that would be wonderful. So thank you for watching. Okay, take care.